Hey guys, JayKrawls here. Of course, you guys already know the boss strike just started. If you didn't know that, then your guild probably hates you right now because you don't have any points. But the new unit, the Summoner, came out, and a really great deal as far as nanopods, being only 59 nanopods. But the real question is this just a collector's unit, or is this guy having any shots that are worth keeping around? If you're max level 70, you'll come pre-ranked to 7, which brings this guy up to 395 health with 60 armor, 335 health. 3 attacks. Basically, the Summoner means that he can summon sandworms to do damage. He doesn't really... As far as defense, it's just pretty typical for a unit. Damage type is explosive type on these two, and then for the corrosive cloud, it's fire damage, which is for this boss strike is extra nice. But basically comes with 3 attacks. This first attack is the one worm, so he basically summons one worm to come underneath and attack one of the units on the board. The poison does the plus pattern that you see here, and then the third shot here, which is the swarm, brings a checkered pattern of sandworms underneath. But it has a prep time of 2, so we'll look at that shot. Also got the new unit, the heavier. I'd say for low levels, this is a good unit. And for collectors, you're just going to have one just as if you just collect units. He's completely different looking than any of the other units, but that's Z2, and these guys have a little thing going for advertisement or whatever, so whatever. So let's just try these guys out. Let's summon one worm, and we'll see. Got a pretty cool sound effects. He's calling on the worms. But as far as the damage, the actual damage done, this shot right here does have a cool feature. I want to show you that. I think the duration is 4 turns. Yes, so has a 100% chance of doing a DOT damage, and it's going to do damage for 4 turns. So you're pretty much going to kill most units with a shot and the DOT damage afterwards. So this unit will slowly die. Okay, so here now we have this attack, which is pretty common that you see. And it calls sandworms underneath to kind of come up and hit every unit. But it does about the same amount of damage, just a little less damage than the other. So you're looking 90 to 100 damage on that, with a slight chance of getting poison damage. So I'm saying this unit is a collector's unit. Neat to have, but as far as usage, unless you're low level, you're not going to get too much benefit out of this guy. This poison attack here does hit planes, does hit air units, if I'm remembering correctly, which I think it does. This is taking forever to kill pigs with these few units here. It's just, okay, well, you get the gist of that. It's kind of boring. Let's move on to what the unit's about. Since this is a promotional unit during the boss strike, you'd think that it would help out during the boss strike. Well, help out if your units are really weak, maybe it'll help out, but otherwise I just leave that guy alone. Anyway, I'm going to show you a few things, and I'll bring one of those guys into battle just to show you what he does. The electrical fences are very nice units to have on the front row. They do great damage against the units. So if you have electrical fences, that's nice to put in play. If you don't have them, you need your regular meat shields. The plasma tank also does pretty decent on the front row, but that's not what I meant to say. Your mega tanks and super tanks, whatever you have. Of course, they're not guaranteed they're going to live, nor the walls, but remember, they're meat shields. It's good to have a meat shield that has some multi-purpose uses in there. Your frags are always going to be nice on the front row here, but do be careful because the warrior, which is not this guy, but the warrior will do really, if it crits, it'll do really a lot of damage against your frags and other units. So try to take out those warriors pretty rapidly. The PAs are nice to have in this battle, and I'll tell you something else. Of course, since they take heavier fire damage, there's a good chance that they may not survive. And I also really are liking the legendary mammoths as long as they're protected, to keep them in the back and watch out. You don't need too many of them, but it's good to have that opportunity to stun lock units. So with the kind of setup that I have here, this is kind of one of the typical formations I would use. I might mix it up and add a few different units in there, but here's the warriors over here. These guys, the Royal Spider Wasps, they're really good. Mine are only rank 1, but the higher the rank, the better those are at critting and surviving the boss strike. Also, you'd be surprised, maybe you're already using it, the Mech Trooper fire shot here. I've been doing crits of about 600 to 900 crits with that one shot. So I'm going to put him in just to show you something. I'm going to take this guy out just so I can put in this goofy unit here. So anyway, let's just do this battle. Also watch the waves. If it's 5 waves long, you got to be careful, because if you don't have strong enough units by the 5th wave, you'll be really hurting and have lost more than you wanted to. So you have a cooldown period, always waiting for the plasmas and things. Good opportunity to show off some of these units. Now see this corrosive, this shot right here, which is the corrosive cloud. It can hit air units. Of course, it'd have to be on the front row to get all the way to the back row, which you would not want to put that guy on the front row. I want to kill this guy off pretty rapidly because he does fire damage and does a lot and crits a lot. So, and because you're taking twice the damage on those things, I want to make sure he's not going to wipe me out. So let's just do this corrosive shot here. I'm not going to waste a lot of shots with this guy, because then I'll just be taking damage I don't want to take. Really, the best key and strategy to this boss strike, and pretty much any boss strike, is to kill the units as rapidly as possible. You just don't want them around. So let's see. Here's the PA, rank 5. There's a good chance of doing fire damage too as well, so that helps take out these units. And of course, the range frag also has the chance of doing fire damage. Let me just get rid of this guy real quick. The electric fences also, I've noticed, have been done really good at finishing out some units that are on the front row here. Let's do this fire damage, just kind of show you. what it's been doing here. 300 and 200 and something. Pretty nice. And the mech troopers, I believe they're resistant to fire damage as well, so yeah, they got pretty decent resistance to fire damage. Now your legendary mammoths are not going to do well if they do take fire damage, so I recommend that you watch them and guard them carefully, because if they take DOT damage from fire, they're going to die rapidly, as well as the PAs. They're going to die quickly as well. So you got to watch out for those. So let's just do this. No, I'll wait because I'll just wait here. Let's do fire damage on this guy. See, 932. So once again, the mech troopers very helpful. This boss strike. Let's do this because it's doing fire damage. It'll kill this guy pretty quickly. See, there you go. All right, now here's his signature move. You just think this is going to be an awesome move that's just going to kill things all across the board, and not so impressive. A couple of crits, but overall did not do, was not as effective as many of the other soldiers I already have. Let's see if I can some pretty decent damage off of these fences. So let's see. I think this will kill. No, yeah. All right, so one more wave, and oh, he took a direct shot. He probably. Oh, well, I guess he's resistant to fire damage, so. Or the poison. So anyway. Let's use this again, because look at that, 7-5. It's just nice. Mech Trooper comes through again. Very nice unit to have. And then the legendary mammoth, of course. You got these units back here, and the 2 shots with those, you can take those out. So you can stun lock and kill, and pretty much safely take out the rest of these units pretty quickly with something like this. So anyway, overall, I think the new unit that we're talking about here, the Raider Summoner, I think he is not a effective boss strike unit. More of a collector's unit. So if you feel like taking some of your nanopods and getting one of them, then that's fine. But I would not buy 8 of them so that you can do the other shot every time. That would just be, to me, a waste. There you have it, Raider Summoner. Hope you're enjoying this boss strike. I'll put out another video with tips, and as soon as I get this, unit here, which is a lot like the one we have already, have to kind of check that, but I think this is just going to be another one. Just looks a little cooler because it's black, stealthier. Anyway, all right, guys, leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. Looking forward to 2,000 subs, and let's make that happen. This boss strike.